Hi there, my name is Robert and I'm the Customer Success Manager at Aqua. And this is QA Weekly, where our team will be answering most often asked questions about testing in short videos. And we begin with the hot topic of blockchain testing. How to test blockchain apps. First, let's quickly go over the central concept of blockchain. It's a shared database filled with entries that must be approved by peer-to-peer networks and encrypted. Or you could visualize it as a powerful encrypted and verified shared Google document. Each entry in the doc is highly dependent on the logical relations of its predecessors and equally approved by everyone in the network. Basically, it's a linked list of various records that we all call blocks. These blocks are connected using cryptography techniques. They are unchangeable and are replicated across nodes in the blockchain peer-to-peer network. It's a pretty challenging process as you need to execute all functional and non-functional testing techniques, which I will talk about in a sec. The thing is, modern blockchain apps are not built on blockchain components from scratch, but use the blockchain network as one of the system components. These components include UI layers, API gateways, API service layer, APIs for accessing data, APIs for blockchain access, distributed ledger technologies, smart contracts, and database storage systems. And all these components need proper testings. Good testing approach, including testing at different levels. For example, unit testing is a candidate to test the business logic of blockchain components. API testing can be a nominee to test integrations between blockchain and applications components. Smart contracts testing is an approach to test functional parts of blockchain components, and performance testing checks the executions and time complexity. Security testing detects data protection and other present vulnerabilities. Last but not least, API and UI testing verifies integration between the data storage layer and application UI. Blockchain testing challenges and how to deal with them. Well, on high level, there are three big problems. At first, variety of blockchains. There are 40 blockchains in the market using different programming languages like Solidity, Rite, Plotus, etc. Next, lack of standards, guiding techniques, and strategy in testing blockchain components. Last but not least, lack of testing tools and libraries. If you want to ensure that blockchain apps work as expected, you need to test its components in isolation and as a whole system. Blockchain configurations in the test mode because tough and challenging due to the lack of deployment and automation tools. Talking about the actual testing process, we have some advice for you. The data structure of blockchain is immutable and open. As soon as you deploy any change for its testing, you cannot change anything back. So test data needs special care because of its availability in the public chain. Therefore, you need to be careful in using sensitive information in tests. Smart contracts validation should be done before deploying them into the chain. The problem slipped after deploying to the blockchain network cannot be fixed easily. Data is not deleted from the chain. So if your application follows the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR laws, testers need to be careful about which data need to be stored. The performance of blockchain application is tied with the performance of blockchain components. These blockchains have limited latency, though they need to be considered in the overall testing phase. Fault injection technique can be used to test system, networks, and user-level fault loads. This technique is highly effective in testing highly distributed systems. And what about you guys? What blockchain testing issues and solutions do you know? Please share with us in the comments. Also, if you have other questions you'd like us to answer, please leave them in the comments below.